and you might have slept through the years if you hadn't lived at home with your mother, whose sudden enthusiasm for your formal education involved finger-lifting you from bed and concocting a protein-rich breakfast, as if she were trying to make up for all those mornings and rituals that she missed over the years. For the foreign language requirement, you were late to enroll in an elective and ended up creating a slot machine program to choose among the 3 remaining courses. It didn't matter to you. Did you really need to learn to communicate with people in another language when you were training an algorithm to comprehend all permutations of sounds? On your 37th try, you hit the jackpot. Tamil, Tamil, Tamil. When you looked it up, you found out it was a classical language of antiquity. Altogether, you counted 247 letters. Some of them were shaped like fish. On the last day of registration, you signed up for the class and felt strangely like your mother, like you were reaching deep into a past that wasn't really your own. There were 5 students in your class, but you were the only one who continued over the years. You've no clear explanation for why you decided to stay, but your body followed a Newtonian impulse. An object in motion will stay in motion. Until you stumbled on the manuscript. Your Aunt Z calls you at home and asks you why you're not at work. You tell her you took the day off, and she seems nervous about your response, picturing you at home doing nothing by yourself. Her daughter, your cousin Rosalind, lives with you now. She's 22, and you're 26, which gives you some authority, but not much. Your mother's sudden death, 2 months ago, has cemented your aunt's need to be on guard. Just don't make me worry, okay? Your aunt says. I'm earthbound, you say, and wait until she sighs and says she loves you and so does Uncle Roy, even though he's not talking anymore. You wait for her to hang up. Space traveling was your aunt's euphemism for what you were up to during your 2-week disappearance after your mother's passing. It was true, in a way, because you were traveling through space, drifting, letting your body go. She doesn't like to hear about that time, which, in her mind, occurred long ago, light years away. Before you started working at ML Consulting, you taught at a government-sponsored learning center focused on increasing machine learning literacy. You had a cross-section of NYC students with various levels of attentiveness. Lewis, in his 40s, grinding his teeth methodically as he checked the time. 18-year-old Patricia, napping with one eye open because she was trying to make sure information sank into her subconscious. And Aisha, straight out of college, spending half the class on emergency calls. It paid poorly, but you still can remember the speech you gave to each incoming class. How many of you take showers, dry your hair, brush your teeth, buy food at the grocery? All this data is collected and stored. Your everyday living accumulates to your carbon score. We all know what it's like to receive a fine for exceeding the limit. We're living in a more thoughtful and conscientious age. Don't you want to be part of that? Helping the world become more functional? We're not individuals, but behavior patterns. What if using a certain temperature of water makes your skin cells shrivel up and age more quickly? Because of the inordinate amount of data being collected, we can make all kinds of correlations. Don't you want to be part of how that world is built? It was meant to be inspirational, but you always mangled up the script from the handbook and punctuated it all with a sigh. Now, at the MLC, you train AI models and have a decent wage. You hardly need to interact with people. After your abrupt absence, your boss, Petrov, didn't question you. Simply looked into your eyes very earnestly before assigning you double the work. He likes to remind the employees that MLC is an empathetic environment, not like one of those body shops where companies hire a bunch of foreigners and squeeze all the life and sweat out of them with the promise of a residency sponsorship. Instead, you work in only a partially exploitive system, with health insurance benefits.